Hello students, now welcome back in physics class, and today we are going to study the topic pressure in fluids. In previous video we have studied about what is pressure and what is thrust, but today we will study about the pressure in fluids. So first question is there, what is fluids? What is fluids? All the liquids and gases, all the liquids and gases are fluids. Why? Because they have the capability to flow. They have a tendency to flow. Fluids, those have a capability to flow. Those all are fluids. Okay? Understood? After that, we need to study the pressure in fluids. What? Pressure in fluids. Okay, so what is the pressure? We have studied in previous video. Force per unit area. Force per unit area is known as pressure. But now the topic is that just you have seen any, if solid object, just it is a solid object, this object will apply a force on the earth. If it is placed on the tabletop, so this object is applying a pressure on the table. I am standing here, so it means I am also applying a pressure on the earth surface. Okay, so these are related to the solids, but we are going to study the pressure of liquids and gases. Pressures of liquids and gases. Okay, so let's begin today's video. Students, suppose it is a one container and any liquids filled inside it. Any liquid filled inside it. Okay. So the particle of liquids applying the pressure on the wall of container. Particle of liquids are applying the pressure on the wall of container. It means in this direction, and in this direction also. This is the pressure applied. It means you can see liquids and gases are applied the pressure in all the directions. In all the directions. This is pressure of liquids. This is the pressure of liquids. Same thing happening with the gases state. All the gases are applying the pressure in all directions. In all directions. But in solid state, it will apply the pressure only downward direction. It means at which surface it is related. Okay? So solid state, apply the pressure only to the downward, but this one, if any liquid or gas is there, it will apply the pressure in all directions. Okay guys? Yes. Now what happened? Now see guys here, it is a container and one object is inside it. This is the object of mass m. Okay, and it is hanging from the rope. It is the rope. Okay, just for a practically, it is a container. It is a container, and any liquid inside it. Any liquid is filled inside the container. One object is dropped, so it is partially or fully. It is immersed. This object is immersed in the liquid. So this object is immersed fully or partially. Okay. So this object is fully immersed in the water. Okay. So what happened? Just I have taught to you that liquid applied pressure in all directions. Just I taught you not. So on this object, what happened? The weight of the object working downward, mg. What is the weight of the object? Mg. So it will work downward. But liquid apply a pressure liquid apply a force on this object towards upward. Towards upward. What happened? Just I'm telling again. If any object fully or partially immersed in any liquids or gases. If any object fully or partially immersed in any liquid or gas, so that liquid or gas will apply a kind of upward force on the object. That liquid or gas will apply a kind of upward force on the object, and this upward force is known as buoyant force. This upward force is known as buoyant force. This time again repeating my words. When any object is fully or partially immersed in a liquid, when any object fully or partially immersed in any liquid, so there is a kind of upward force act on the object. So there is a kind of upward force act on the object. This upward force is known as buoyant force. This upward force is known as buoyant force. Okay, and it is represented by FB or B. Okay, what the symbols? F, B means buoyant force and B stand for buoyant force. Okay, and this whole phenomena is known as buoyancy. This phenomena is known as buoyancy. Got it, guys? Two terms are here, buoyant force and buoyancy. Buoyancy is the phenomena in which buoyant force is applying on the object. And what is buoyant force? Buoyant force is a kind of force when any object fully or partially immersed in any liquid, so there is a force act on the object in upward direction. This force is known as buoyant force. It is represented by FB or B. Okay, and this buoyant force is also known as upthrust. So thrust, it is a kind of perpendicular force. So it is also working on perpendicular, but it's working upside. So it is known as also upthrust. Buoyant force is also known as upthrust. Okay, guys, I hope you have understood about buoyant force or not, and buoyancy and upthrust. Buoyant force and upthrust both are the same thing. There is no difference between buoyant force and upthrust. It is a kind of force, so its unit will also Newton. So there is no change in unit. Okay, now we will study what are the factors those are affecting buoyant force. Okay. Students, see here, just we are going to study factors affecting buoyant force. Factors affecting buoyant force. It means on which factors buoyant force will depend. So first we will take an example from your real life. You can see it is easier to swim in the sea water, but it is difficult to swim in fresh water, means just like river or lake. Have you experienced this one? Otherwise, have you heard till now? Okay, just I am telling. Sea water having more density than fresh water. You know, in the river fresh water is there, but in sea water the density of water is more. The density of water is more than the river water, and buoyant force is depend on density. And if density of the liquid is more, then more buoyant force will be there. And you know, buoyant force is always directed towards upward. That's why it is easier to swim in sea water than the river. Okay, buoyant force of the object is depending on the density, and density of the sea water is more than the density of river water. And if density is more, so buoyant force will more on the object. Okay, so if there is more buoyant force is working on any object, so there is easy to swim. Okay, understood? It means simply we can say buoyant force of the object is depend on the density. If density is more, buoyant force is more. If density is less, buoyant force is less. So simple. Okay. Now second point is volume of object. Buoyant force is also depend on the volume of the object. It is not depend on the nature of the object. It means by which it is made. Suppose you have taken two balls. One is of iron, okay, and second one is of aluminium, of same volume. So if you will drop both the ball in the liquid, so they will experience equal amount of buoyant force. Both the ball will experience equal amount of buoyant force, and they will displace equal amount of water also, because buoyant force is depend on the volume of the object. If volume is more, buoyant force is more. If volume is less, buoyant force is less. Friends, so you can see just three figure in front of you. And do you know, class, why the objects are sink and why float? Sometimes you drop the object, so you can see that object is sink. Sometimes what will happen? Some objects are float, okay, and some objects you can see on the surface of the water, they are floating. Why it's happening? Do you know? Okay, so let's I will tell you. But I have taught you, when any object is immersed in the liquid, it is fully or partially, doesn't matter. So a buoyant force is worked on the object or not? Yes. So let the buoyant forces W2. Let the buoyant force be W2. Okay. So what we have done? Just we know that when any object is immersed in any liquid, it may be fully or partially. So buoyant forces work on the object. So let the buoyant force be W2. Just we have let buoyant forces W2, because you know the direction of buoyant force is always upward. The direction of buoyant force is always upward. And one more force is what is? That is weight of the object. Weight of the object, and weight of the object is always downwards. Weight of the object is always downwards. So let the weight of object, weight of the object is W1. So beta two things are there, W1 and W2. Both are the force. Okay. So three conditions are there. It is sink, it is floating, but fully immersed the liquid inside the liquid, and it is floating on the surface of the liquid. Three conditions. This object sink inside the liquid. This is floating but fully immersed in the liquid, and this is floating but on the surface of the liquid. So why happening? So beta see here. On this object two forces working. One is upward and one is downward. One force is pushing upward and one force is pushing downward. So where it is? It is till the bottom of the beaker. So which force is more here? Which is pushing it downwards. That's why it is here. Yes. So which force is greater here? W1. It means mass of the object, weight of the object is greater than buoyant force. W1 is greater than W2. Okay, got it? Clear? Because when the buoyant force is less than the weight of the object. Otherwise you can see when the weight of the object is greater than the buoyant force. When the weight of the object is greater than the buoyant force, object will sink. Object will sink. So simple. Two forces acting here. If downward force is greater, so it will at the bottom. If upward force is greater, so it will at the up. It means surface of the water, surface of the liquid. So here it is the bottom. It means downward force is more than upward force. That's why it is sink at the bottom. Okay, so it means when the weight of the object is greater than the buoyant force, the object will sink. First condition. Okay. Now second, it is also see here. This is working downward. It is the weight of the object, and buoyant force is working upward. Here W1 is equal to W2. It means if the weight of the object is equal to the buoyant force, if the weight of the object is equal to the buoyant force, so in that case object will fully immersed and float. Object will float with fully immersed. Got it? Object will float in the liquid. Object will float in the liquid but fully immersed. Got it? Because both are equal here, W1 and W2. It means weight of the object and buoyant force both are the equal here. That's why this object will float but fully immersed. Okay. Now third one you can see. Now this object is reached at the surface of the liquid, top surface of the liquid. So it means upward force is greater here. So we can write W2 is greater than W1. Or you can write here W1 is less than W2. Both are the same thing. Okay. So when upward force, it means buoyant force, is greater than the weight of the object. When buoyant force is greater than the object will float at the surface of the liquid. When buoyant force is greater than the weight of the object will float at the surface of the liquid. Got it? So three conditions are here. First is there, if W1 is greater than W2, it means weight of the object is greater than buoyant force. Object will sink. Second condition, if weight of the object is equal to the buoyant force, object will float and fully immersed. Third condition, if upward force is greater than, it means buoyant force is greater than weight of the object. Object will float but at the surface of the liquid. Got it? All three conditions. Any problem, guys? No problem. So just revise these concepts, okay, and to find out any query is there, if so you can consult with me. Okay guys? Okay, thank you.